What you cannot do, abrewe diane untimi ndi amenfa unsensing. Compromise position on Galamsay, many illegal miners are meeting in Samraboy and other areas. If you know illegal miners meeting, what is stopping you from telling the president who you are saying has been compromised? What's stopping you from telling the minister that this guy is an illegal miner? This person is an illegal. So it means you know the illegal miners. So if you know the illegal miners and the president is telling Ghanaians, you know, you have first-hand information. Why are you not giving it to the president and his team? Why are you not reporting to the minister? But you are speculating. You are now becoming a danger in the fight against Galamsay. Yes. Because if there are some people at Samraboy who are doing what? Who are gathering illegal miners and you know about it and you have names, why are you now speculating? You have to be factual. Speculative journalism has ended a long time ago. And what I am doing tonight, Obibaji is my boss or problem. I am protecting the integrity of Erastus Saridonko, who is my boss. I am protecting what he has done. I am protecting his legacy. I am protecting the fight he has been fighting till now. Maybe he's coming too emotional. So the basics and ethics, he's missing it. I will not sit here and say everything is rosary on the ground. I know the things you go through on the ground. I know the threat on your life. But the issue here is that we cannot also sit and speculate. We cannot sit and speculate. We need to be factual enough to prove or make our case. You are putting a lot of allegations out, disrespecting the president. But from the time I started reading this, your write-up, you have not been able to factually prove anything. You are speculating. You are speculating. Speculative journalism does not come in here. Now you go on to say this. They say they have been asked to go back. They say they have been asked to go back. Who says? So right now, you are writing everything based on speculation. This is Erastus Saridonko. The Erastus we all know. The Erastus who is factual, who taught me the job. Now you are reporting, you are writing and saying they say. Who are the people saying? Who are the days? They say, who and who are the they? The illegal miners you know. So you know all these illegal miners and you have not told the government, you have not filed a report, you have not made it public. You know all these people. You know all these illegal miners and you are hiding it away from us. This is terrible. They say they have been asked to go back and erode the gains we made. Let's serve a warning. Mr. President, you are repeating the mistake of the previous regime and you know the consequences. What are the mistakes? You know the mistakes the previous regime made. And you know these illegal miners. You are hiding them and keeping them and telling the president that he's making a mistake. What to akoko and the president say Abua Beni. My boss, what to Anoma and I the Anoma the John Mahama say Anoma Bedi Bonidin. You know the illegal miners. You even know that they are going to meet. You know that they are at Samraboy. You know their locations. What is your job? What to turn on Mahama? You are making the same mistakes. The same mistakes in the same mistakes in the I was a bois na abai eku Galamsay. Now unim omo enim baby omo miti enim say illegal miners wa. Then you are saying he's making show us and let us all come out and fight it. Well, I don't think, say, Erastus, if you do a report on NDC executive who is involved in Galamsay today with video evidence, facts, and documentation, the president will sit there and say, I don't care. No. This president is not a fool. John Mahama Onyekwasia. He respects people's opinions. But that does not mean he's a foolish man that anybody can just use anything against. So, from what I am reading, you are basically part of the illegal miners. I don't know, as long, maybe as you started reporting, you have been friends with them to the point where it is becoming difficult for you to pinpoint and tell us who they are. Because me maybe I need illegal miner. Samraboy, menko hoda. Me wafonane a coach summer text. Coach Mensa, Tony Mensa. He's my father's brother. He's my uncle. I check. Coach Mensa is dead. May his soul rest in peace. Menko Samraboy da. Inti, I cannot tell you what is in Samraboy, but when I walk down, you know what is there. So you are preventing the government from fighting illegal mining. With all due respect, boss. It hurts that I have to do this today. But if we all want to get things done, then we have to be realistic with the issues. You go on to say this. I find a bit lame some of your answers to questions on Galamsay. Which of the answers did the president give? That is lame. The disrespect, the emotions, the frustration. You think that you have to, president has to speak in a certain way, give you a certain answer. No, you don't control the president. You don't control the narrative. You don't control the decisions of the government. Your job is to report on the facts. And at the end of the day, if the facts you put out, nothing is done about it, you have done your job. But you cannot say that the answers the president gave that I heard, that you also heard, you cannot sit and say it was lame. What makes you say the president's answers were lame? Don't just write. Don't just write. You have built something for yourself out of frustration and emotions. Maybe there are some people you have spoken to that are not doing what they have to do. Does not mean you have to try and run down the goodwill of the president, of the government. No. This is totally wrong. This is totally wrong. You have gotten it wrong. Now, people are going to see you in a different way. Because all the successes this president has chalked in 9 months, when you compare what John Mahama Mwaya in 9 months to what 8 months, 8 years, you don't even have to write this. With all due respect to you. But at the end of the day, you were not able to tell us what should be done. Somebody asked the president about what we call what's the thing? State of emergency. And yesterday, the president answered that question. This is what the president said when he was asked about Galamsay fight, state of emergency. Listen.
Joshua from GH1.
Good evening, Mr. President. I'm Joshua Kojumensa, GH1 Television and Star FM. I'm glad to hear that you personally are telling us that indeed steps have been taken to repeal LI 2462. But then I want to find out from you, the pro-environmentalist groups and then civil society, they want this declaration of a state of emergency. Where's the difficulty in declaring that state of emergency? Thank you.
I've been reluctant to implement a state of emergency in the Galamsay fight because we've not exhausted the powers we even have without a state of emergency. We have the opportunity to arrest anybody, to confiscate any such thing. There are laws for forest protection and all that give us enough powers to be able to act. Implementing a state of emergency might sound nice, but it should be the last extreme, the last resort. So for now, let's exercise all the powers we have. And if it becomes necessary for a state of emergency, then we'll look at it. It means we have to go to Parliament. The president can't just declare a state of emergency without, going to Parliament, because there's a limit to how long you can maintain that state of emergency. And so I believe that we still have leverage to continue to fight Galamsay without necessarily implementing a state of emergency. It means that we have to delineate the areas where the state of emergency is operational. And if you look at the area where Galamsay is taking place, it covers several districts of our country. And so we would do it if it becomes necessary. But for now, I think that we've given the security services enough powers to be able to deal with people who are found to be involved in Galamsay.
So which part of the president's statements that you call lame? Sometimes when we learn the grammar, we should learn the grammar well. Let's not just learn the grammar and write anyhow. Answer President Mbaye, state of emergency, or say there's a reason why in Tia, or you're very cautious about state of emergency. And couldn't Tia, say you focus state of emergency. Now, let me break something to you. Why I will share my name, my boss Erastus. The reason why I'm not Ghana 47 me. Now your TV so radio so I can say Ekufuado. He needs to make sure state of emergency because of Galamsay on Fantono. It was because the government wasn't working. It did not show any will. There was no willingness to work to fight Galamsay. When people were screaming that we need state of emergency, a state of emergency because of Galamsay, no, it was because the Ekufuado administration had stopped fighting. They didn't even start in the first place. That was the time where a sector minister, from Pomboating, at the report about said, Mr. President, in your government, in your Jubilee House, where anyway, Galamsay Chiomaswa, President, so people were like, this government is not willing. And if it is not willing, it does not have the will, then there should be state of emergency. So that is why people like us, John Mahama, and the whole world were saying, say, then if you are not going to take a move, you are not going to make a move. If the will is not there, if your party people are doing it, you are standing in public defending Chairman to me, Minerals Commission, akase, or the illegal, or the certificate, or the mining, illegal, into illegal mining. Then it is better you call in state of emergency. You put state of emergency there. Send your into the state of emergency and amount for calling. It was because the government, the president, the whole NPP government, the administration, they were not willing to fight it. But John Mahama said, there's a will. And he has stated things he has done. For a president to come into power 9 months on signing license, the will is there. For a president to come to power 9 months, mining our forest reserves or making sure say mining our forest the will is there. When the government says, hey, I'm establishing gold board.